losers. We're here. Welcome. Can I just say, picking Tana mongeau really took some left turns that I was not expecting. Like, this slide deck ended up a lot more interesting than I had anticipated. But anyway, I want to talk about this sweatshirt. This sweatshirt is actually how I was introduced to Tana mongeau. I had no idea who this woman was. I saw this sweatshirt on Twitter, and I love this sweatshirt because it literally eats so hard. And it's like the diamonds are like scratchy. Like, they're not like printed on there. Like, they're real. They're not real diamonds, fucking obviously. But they're like, you know, crystally on there. And I was like, oh my God, I love this sweatshirt. And I bought it. And then when I like got it, I was like, where did I even buy this? So I looked at the receipt and it was her merch. And then I was like, who is this? And that's how I found out who she was. So I figured it would be fitting for me to wear the sweatshirt. It actually wasn't the sweatshirt. It was the sweatpants. And I liked the sweatpants so much that I got the matching sweatshirt. My phone is in the pocket. My question sheet is ready. Stop. 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 Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. That was so jarring to read. Ah! And they know that that's how I feel about it too. They know. Oh, I forgot this guy is here. Oh my God, let's move you. Forgot about you. There you are. Let's smoosh live for the left. The smoosh live for this. What? Why am I always doing dishes when you start these? Because in Pob's party, you're like post-dinner routine. My phone is being literally so weird. Cool. Let's get into it because we have a lot of slides and they have a lot of information on them. For those of you on TikTok, come to Twitch. Thanks. It's the first link in my link tree. It's free to watch. I'm a Walmart parking lot on Twitch. If you just Google Twitch Walmart parking lot, it will come up. But any hoozle, let's go ahead and get into it. Pre-dinner, actually. 'Tis 4 p.m. here. Oh, period. Eating Taco Bell right now. I haven't had Taco Bell in so long. I've had Baja Blast, but I haven't had the food from Taco Bell for a really long time. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it because, like I said, we have a lot to talk about. So Tana Marie mongeau, really leaning into the white woman stereotype of having Marie as a middle name. My middle name is not Marie, but it is for a lot of people. Is an American internet personality. She is known for posting storytime videos to her YouTube channel. She's been on YouTube since 2015 and quickly gained subscribers. And she has collabed with other YouTubers like Jonah Green, Cody Co, Polina Berjova, Shannon Rose, and Ricky Dillon. The only people I know on that list are Cody Co, and Ricky Dillon sounds familiar. We got the lemon soda today. This is so good. If the girlies that know. So good. Oh, you've been living under a rock. I have no idea who this person is. I probably shouldn't have said for anyone living under a rock because she is pretty niche. You're going to really enjoy tonight. You're really going to enjoy tonight because it is insane. Also, new banner below, like over yonder. Next week, we'll be learning about Rachel Dolezal. I think it's Dolezal. But anyway, that's what we'll be talking about next week. Stardust Mosaic, thanks for subscribing. But anyway, let's get into Tana. These glasses are so dirty. I can't wait for that one. OMG, look at me actually catching a stream. Love that for us. My only knowledge of her is from Shane Dawson videos after TanaCon. We will be discussing TanaCon. Honestly, could have done a whole stream just on TanaCon if we're being realistic. But no, actually, that's probably not true. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. I've said that 9 times and it's been 4 minutes. So, early life and family woes. We're going to talk about some of her family lore, and then I just kind of like chunked it into topics. I honestly don't remember which one comes first. I made these on Sunday. She has talked really openly about her dysfunctional family life, and one thing that I know that tells us she is not lying. Here, let me turn my notifications off because they're already really distracting me. I know she's not lying about having a dysfunctional family because her dad goes by Cowboy. And having a dad who goes by Cowboy, I think would just really affect you. I have a feeling that that is probably not someone who's like super easy to be around doesn't make you call them Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all hear when my boyfriend's like screaming at video games? Can y'all hear that? My dad goes by Tree. For sure. And I love that for him. I'm concerned for you, but great for him. So anyway, from what Tana has said in the past, they moved around a lot in Las Vegas when she was a kid, and she is an only child. She said that her family sometimes lived in dangerous areas and that her dad often dug through the garbage to bring things home, or she said he would like try and sell stuff online that he dug through the garbage, or be like, look, this table's perfectly fine, which is like such a boomer energy. He had a swimming pool cleaning business when she was growing up. He's also a Vietnam War veteran. I wonder if he was drafted. And also, like, this is my, like, I should probably think more into this, but anytime someone was in the Vietnam War, in my mind, I'm like, you're really fucked up from that. So, like, I kind of give you a pass for everything. Especially if they got drafted, because, like, that was really fucked up what went on there. And that probably really deeply affected you. So, like, you're crazy now. And that's, like, not your fault, you know? Like, I'm having empathy. I can only hear my boyfriend being loud. But anyway, she also said that her mom rarely left the house because she had extreme social anxiety, and she described her parents as older and would talk about how her dad is overly embarrassing with her friends and her fans. So this is her video. It's kind of super long, so we're just going to kind of jump around to random parts of it. But this is finally opening up about about growing up / my insane dad. This is one of the few videos on her channel we're going to watch, but we'll watch like compilations and other stuff later. You can see I was already watching this.
Last week I sat down and filmed a end of year recap video. I sat down and I talked about the entire year of 2017 and how I felt about the individual that I am. I decided that
my problem is that like I desperately need to talk to Tana Mongeau about the Vietnam War. I would give nothing, like I would give anything to film a video with Tana Mongeau where I talk to her about the Vietnam War for like 4 fucking hours. That's what I want. That's what I want more than anything in the entire world, is to explain the Vietnam War to Tana Mongeau. I'm not saying that makes her dad like a good parent, but I'm just saying I have a feeling he never explained it, and I think that it would make a lot of things make sense for her, and I just really want...
Like because a hot air fryer, like cooling off organically by making that.
That's like the general vibe of her childhood. Seems like just a lot to be around. Here's some pics of her as a kid. She's literally such a little cutie in this picture. Me and her are like the exact same age. We were both born in 1998, like a couple months apart. It didn't really say what her mom does for work. She said that her family had income because of her dad's pool business, and all she really said that I saw about her mom is that her mom had really bad anxiety and didn't leave the house very often. We will watch part of the toothbrush video, fear not. Here's a picture of her as like a younger teenager with her parents. And then here's an elementary school picture. And then here's a video she posted with her parents. This is, I think, like one of the last times she was really like posting with them and comfortable around them and all of that. So here's her talking about her biological parents. This is pretty recently.
My best friend's family, like, basically adopted me when I was, like, 13 and took me, and, like, now every holiday I go see them. But, like, my family I was born into, they were just very crazy. All their money was very elite. It's so hard. I can't say a lot of things for legal reasons. There's like a whole...
With your parents?
Which is nuts.
Well, so how long did you live with your parents?
Technically until I was like 15, but like by 14 I was staying with my friends for like months at a time. It was just a very volatile environment. My parents were like in their 50s. In my opinion, weren't very good people. Like I did everything on my own for as long as I can remember it. Like just even my meals and my money and getting to school and doing it. That's one of the main reasons I dropped out of school. Nothing was a functioning routine. Anytime I really needed to fall on a parental figure for anything, it was always my best friend's family. There's so much trauma and so many things that I can't wait to talk about one day. Jeanette McCurdy wrote that book that was like, I'm glad my mom died.
Is it like that?
It 100%.
Holy.
So seems like she's in a very bad place with her parents. She explained that her parents, Cowboy and Rebecca, have contributed a lot to her own problems. I make jokes about my fucked up childhood, but it was so fucked up. My childhood was so traumatic. I moved out at 16 and bottled everything up. I did drugs, so much drugs to ease the pain and distract myself from the reality. I threw myself into the only thing I ever felt passionate about, the only thing that has ever saved my life, which is YouTube. And I just kept going and going and going, and I never looked back. And I'm coming to the realization that everything I bottled up, the fucked up the relationships, the fucked up things that people have done to me and that you have no idea about, my family, the drugs, the people I love dying, I bottled all this shit up and I feel like it's just pouring out. I don't love my family and I don't forgive them for all the terrible shit they did to me. I've been trying so hard to fix it and address it because it's been eating away at me and my family is just the worst. I flew my mom out here and I really tried to fix my family. And it's just being thrown in my face for the 1000th time that I'll never be able to. I feel like I'm at a point where I never want to speak to my parents again because they'll never understand how much they fucked me up or just apologize or own up to it. I realize that the love I never got from my family. I've looked in the wrong places my entire life, and I think that a lot of the relationships really fucked me up, and I just kept going and going and going, and I'm finally at a point where I need to start fixing this shit because I just don't want to live. It's all just bottled and bottled and bottled, you know? I'm looking for this that I never had in all the wrong places, and I'm trying to heal whatever's hurt me with something new always instead of just sitting with myself and learning to love myself. I wouldn't change all of these things because that's everything that's happened has taught me so many valuable lessons, and I've had to learn from everything in the real world because I had to learn everything from the real world because I've never had parents teach me any of this. So that's a lot. That's a lot. It seems like her family, like she said, they were just like no routine, no structure, no nothing, which like definitely worse things have happened to people, but this is sucky. So this is also from recently, an interview she had about the holidays. She was being interviewed and the interviewer asked where if she was going home. When pal Natalie Bolig mentioned she was going home for Christmas, Tana said, "Home, what's that like?" If I go home to my family, then I have to do everything, and I don't want to do that. I'm 21, so she's 25 now. This makes it really easy because her and I are the same age. I should only do people that are the same age as me. So this is a couple years ago, actually. Then another friend explained that what Tana meant is that Tana would be the one in charge of putting everything together, decorating, buying presents, cooking, putting up the Christmas tree, everything. And she said, I grew up in Vegas with two parents who were completely unfit to be parents, and I still in so many ways just want nothing to do with them. I don't know where I'm going for Christmas. And she revealed that she spends Hanukkah with her manager Jordan's family. Her manager Jordan is also who walked her down the aisle at her little weird fake wedding that we'll talk about. Family outings were always really shitty growing up. I felt like my dad was really, really peak level embarrassing, whether he was screaming at me or just cheap and rude. My mom would have never gotten dressed or been ready at a normal time or gone ice skating. It's just something my family never would have done, so I feel really uncomfortable in that regard. When she's talking about how she was like with her manager's family doing like family activity things. And then after seeing her manager's parents who are still married, she said hell would freeze over before I saw my parents happily holding hands and ice skating. Yikes. So we'll get into her YouTube lore and kind of get off her parents in a couple seconds, but she kind of mentioned legal issues with her parents. So this is what's going on with her parents and her from a legal perspective. So a few years ago, she was making videos with her parents, but now she does not speak to them because they sued her. The situation started in 2019, and she opened up a little bit about it on that podcast. She said she signed a non-disparagement agreement with them, but still chooses, she can still talk about the situation carefully if she chooses to. And she said that she heavily relates to the book I'm Glad My Mom Died. And when Ethan Klein from H3 pressed her about whether or not she would be glad if her mom died, she said that she wouldn't because she recently found out that her mother is sick. Tana said, while she felt like her mother never loved her, she started crying over the possibility of her dying. She had a lot of therapy about this difficult subject, and it's helped her come to terms with the fact that she thinks she shouldn't have to bring peace to someone who didn't bring her peace. And apparently, they sued her for damages from slander. Tana says they were upset about some of the things she said on her MTV reality show, MTV No Filter Tana Mojo. And in the interview, she said that all the things she said about her parents were itemized, and she had to go line by line defending her statements. And one of the things called into question it was that she shared that she'd gotten a lot of dental work done when she moved to Los Angeles and could afford to have the work done. She said she didn't come out right out and finish the statement about why she got dental, but I just got choked up and couldn't go on. Tana says that she said some things on the show that could have been argued in court create a loss of income. And Tana says that she feels the lawsuit was just a cash grab. And she has also spoken out about her dad in that specific video that we watched. So I'm guessing a lot from that video was in this lawsuit as well. So the lawsuit happened during peak COVID time. So all the proceedings had to happen over Zoom. I feel like, do you not like H3? I don't really watch H3. I watched Frenemies back in the day, but I don't really watch H3. It's like too much for me. Like it's like every day I can't keep up with it, all of that. But anyway, the lawsuit was done over Zoom because it was COVID times. I would rather deal with an estranged family member over Zoom than IRL personally. Tana ended up settling with them instead of going through a trial. She didn't want to endure years of court and the public trial and all of that. And Tana said she ended up paying them a couple of $100,000. And after that, Tana said that she felt awful and considered her parents dead to her. And she said she's extremely grateful for her friends and their families supporting her during these difficult times. And she says that her parents do not have a happy marriage, but they are trauma bonded to each other. And she says that she is in therapy over this. So to have your parents sue you, like to sue your own child, shut up. Shut up. Literally shut up. And like, I'm sorry, you had a pool cleaning business. Find me one pool cleaning business owner who knows who Tana Mongeau is. Like, you being Tana Mongeau's dad is not affecting your employment. Be so for real right now. No one's not hiring you because of that. No, like, what? God. Very nasty and very rude. So, that's kind of like her family, which I think explains a lot. Here's just a general lore of her YouTube. It was off to a really chaotic and controversial start. Oh, for those of you on TikTok, you have to come to Twitch to see the videos and the pictures. Sorry, friend. Yeah, fuck Ethan, but RIP enemies. Yeah, I know a lot of people are mad at Ethan Klein. I have literally no idea what is going on with any of that, so that's a topic I could open another day. Trisha is insane, but she's like, Frenemies is art, absolute art. But anyway, Tana's YouTube lore. Like we said, she started in 2015, and in October 2015, she witnessed her friend's accidental suicide and turned it into a storytime video. I don't even know what to say after that sentence, because what could you possibly say about that? That you turned that into a storytime video. What I will say, that is pretty developmentally appropriate for a 16, 17-year-old. Yeah, they really don't. They don't have the really, empathy, long-term thinking skills the way an adult does. And, yeah, just a big yikes to that. And then in 2016, she hit 2 million subscribers. And rest in peace to Tristan Taylor Greene. That's very sad that he passed away that way. Actually, you know what? If I die, you guys can make a storytime video about it. I don't know if he felt that way, so it's rude if they don't give you permission. So if I ever die, which I won't, you can make a storytime video about it. I give you permission because I would want you to be able to do that. But in this case, I don't think he gave her permission. I never knew about her parents, and to be honest, this makes a lot of her stuff make sense. Yeah, it definitely sheds some light on the situation. And then in 2016 is when she hit 2 million subscribers, and she has also launched merch at that time, and then that's when she went on a tour as well. I think it was with other YouTubers and things like that. And then in April 2016, she pulled a Logan Paul because her and her friend found a body in a public bathroom. It was a bathroom at a beach, I believe, and they showed it in the video. Again, by that time, she was 17. I think you should probably know better than that at 17. But actually, her parents never explained it, so who else would have told her, I guess, is my final take on that. And they received a lot of warranted backlash from that. Obviously, people were very, very angry that they did that, and the video is now deleted. And then this is the real, yikes on bikes. So in 2017, she was involved with a controversy with iDubbbz, because he called Tana out for using racist and homophobic slurs. And then she posted a video titled The N-Word, which received 7 million views. It's 29 minutes. If you would like to watch that, You can go look it up. We are not watching that 29-minute video. Love you so much. But spark notes of it, in the video, she describes an encounter where a person on her tour, who was iDubbbz, a different YouTuber, told her to say, insert N-word racial slur right here, in response to a tweet posted by Mongeau to iDubbbz telling him to kill himself for his comedic use of the word in his YouTube videos. So he in turn made a video outlining her hypocrisy, pointing out examples where she had previously and publicly used the word in a derogatory manner. And then February 17th is when she posted the video saying that she apologized for using the word. So honestly, I'm like zero. Oh, we're going to look at the tweets. I'm 0% surprised at this. Like, oh, a white teenager that had almost no adult supervision isn't educated enough to know not to do that? Shocking. That doesn't make it okay, and that doesn't take the blame off of her. It just makes it extremely, extremely predictable. So that's a lot that we just went off right off the bat. Like, we went off the use of racial slurs, we went off the posting the dead body, the story time about an accidental death, like, and I'm just, so what I'm reflecting on and that I'm having to digest right now is she became famous during that time. 27 minutes in, dog. That's what I'm fucking saying. Like, that is the time that she became famous. And I'm really just wondering, what does that do to your brain? Like, that cannot... Doesn't that mean Logan Paul pulled a Tana? Maybe. That portion could have been the whole stream. Like, and then you're just famous and you have millions of dollars at this point? Like, that's not developmentally appropriate. Like, I'm really deeply concerned for a lot of reasons. It's her name. I do like her name, if we're being honest, Tana. So this is also the year 2017 that was, like I said, rough year in the Tana Mongeau cinematic universe. I love when I get to laugh at my own jokes because I forgot I made them a couple days ago. This is when she got arrested. She got arrested at Coachella and she posted a video about it titled, "I got arrested at Coachella Storytime," where she explains the incident. She said there was a bunch of issues happening leading up to the festival. I also heard that a fan accused her of scamming them for tickets, but I don't really know whatever happened with that. As you can see, she has lots of different controversies I had to choose from. And she said, "And I just wanted to state at this point, this entire day and this very moment, I was dead sober. Not a sip of alcohol, not a drink of alcohol. Like, hello, God, am I doing something good for once?" Tana claims she and her hungover friends went to the bar to get some Red Bulls and water, but a bartender instead offered them whatever drink they wanted because she was a fan of Tana's. And Tana said, "I'm so bad at saying no to anything." This bitch was drunk. I'm gonna tell you that right now. "I'm so bad at saying no to anything, so I was like, fine, we'll take vodka Red Bulls." She claimed that as soon as she went to take a sip of the drink, she was surrounded by 4 undercover police officers who then proceeded to handcuff her and charge her. Tana claims she was then taken into custody where she was questioned and charged. She said, "I still understand I'm completely wrong. I should have not accepted the drink. I should have not been holding the drink. I should not have been drinking the drink. I know I'm breaking the law. I know I'm wrong." Her lawyer made her say that shit. And she said that before she was let go, they charged her with the highest charge of minor in possession of alcohol or minor in consumption of alcohol, though she claims they did not. No, I always do that. I hate when I accidentally swipe backwards and it goes back. But anyway. They did not do a breathalyzer. Both of those charges are misdemeanors. And she said her court date was set for August 23rd, 2017. Which was the date of her Los Angeles show for her tour that she was doing at the time. She said she didn't know what she was going to do, but she said, "We're going to make it happen." And on August 23rd, she tweeted that she did not make her court date, and she said, "I missed my Coachella court date and will probably have a warrant tomorrow, and you're not allowed to leave the country with a warrant. Fuck, LOL." She needs parents so bad. Like, my girl was 8 vodka Red Bulls deep at this point, I bet. Probably. I'm such a sicker for clickbait titles back in the day. Valid. Girl, don't tweet your crimes. Not for real. She was like, "LAPD, this is where you can find me." It's unclear what the outcome of her next court date was, but Trending All Day posted a YouTube video of her leaving the courthouse, and she said she had to take some classes and stuff and seemed unbothered by it. Yeah, I'm sure, you know, she was already rich by this point. She probably hired a good lawyer. If you have a good lawyer, you're probably not going to get in that much trouble for minor in possession of alcohol if, like, there's not anything attached to it. Like, if you don't have, like, a DUI or an injury or, like, a trespassing or, like, a stealing or anything like that, you're probably not going to get in that much trouble for that if it's your first offense. So that makes sense that she would just get some classes. I would say that is a very average punishment for someone with a good lawyer. Someone that doesn't have a good lawyer can a lot of times get a lot worse than that. And then here is her mugshot. Not gonna lie, I figured that tweet about missing court was just for attention and was a lie. Janelle Evans, I can't miss Kesha. Is that glitter or she's crying? I think it's a combination of both. But yeah. And I am not mean for posting the mugshot because she posted the mugshot herself. Why did she eat her mugshot? Stop. Iconic mugshot. Didn't she make merch with it? I believe so. So, for everyone sitting here confused as to why she is famous, let's watch a couple of clips of her back in the day when she was, like, first building her YouTube lore. This is what, like, everyone talks about as her famous moment.
I was like, I want to bleach and tone. Like, can you do a bleach and tone?
Yeah, all this is, like, age 15
and
to
she was
18.
Like, tone, a question mark. And I was like, a bleach and tone, like, a bleach and tone, like, bleach and tone, like, what do you mean tone? Like, after you bleach it, can you tone it, like, make it not brassy? And she was like, oh, I understand, and put, like, the blonde princess emoji, and I was like,
so it's literally just her talking about her hair appointment in a video. Here is a compilation of her. I didn't feel like going through and watching a ton of her videos for time's sake.
Everyone, he literally took his toothbrush from his bathroom counter, put it in your vagina, and
the toothbrush.
I'm so sorry for the graphic. If you're 10 or your mom is hearing this, like, praise Jesus, hallelujah. I'm so sorry. This did not happen. Anyways. What the fuck do you mean? One time this girl subtweeted me literally like, fuck that little toothbrush hoe. Like, so mad throughout this whole flight. I'm like literally sitting there Googling if like pouring a drink on someone is a crime. I found out that it's not a crime if it's water, kids, but if it's anything else, the person could be allergic, and that is assault. And if they're allergic to it, it is attempted murder. So if you're gonna throw a drink in someone's face, throw water. Tips from Petty Mojo. Like, daddy, yes, oh my god, fuck my asshole. I just think it's funny. I really think it's... Shawn Mendes and Ed Sheeran's voice both soothe me like a fucking angel singing. And if they ever did a collab, I would probably shit everywhere and smear it all over the walls.
This is so 2016 core.
Being the epitome of white trash that they called me. And being like, that's right, walk away, run home, have fun in Vegas. That's all your life will amount to, bitch.
She should have made a toothbrush brand.
There's so many times where I wish I was a tough ass bitch. But like honestly, she was like 8 fucking times my size and was like a Shrek ass bitch and like towered the fuck over me, and she would have broke my little fragile ass toothpick ass nose, and I would have had to hop right the fuck back on a plane to Los Angeles and get like a motherfucking reconstructive facial surgery. So I didn't fight her. I meant to say I want your dick in me, which I don't even know why I wanted to say that. It's not even like hot, or like I want your fucking cock in me. I don't even know. I meant to say something like that. And I whisper in his ear.
This is a lot. I forgot how profane she is. I'm trying to clean up my image. It's not going well, clearly.
I go, I want my dick in you.
She'll really be telling us anything.
I want my dick. I was just about to put it on airplane mode. I'm gonna fucking sleep. And I hear this man say this to my mom, and I literally turn around and I like, you say.
So that's as much as I can take of that. But y'all get the vibes, I'm assuming. Moving on. So, her dating history. Like I usually say, someone's dating history is usually like the least interesting thing about them. So we're going to move through this kind of quick. But she was dating Summer Hollingsworth for 2 years before they went through a public breakup in April 2017. So for context, in 2015, this is when she was like 17 to 19, around those ages. Then Hunter Morano. He was her best friend and photographer, but they briefly dated. She said, I fell so life-changingly in love with Hunter that fucked me up so bad because it bred so much of me comparing everyone for the rest of my life to this person that I'm not going to be with, Tana said in December 2019. She also addressed the fling in 2020, and she said that they never hooked up, apparently, but apparently they were in love and dated. I don't really know. She really needed good role models, Jesus. Then Brad Sosa, they made things Instagram official in 2018 and started posting a ton of PDA-filled Snapchats together. And then in April 2019, she revealed that they split after she reportedly caught him sending another girl flirty DMs, which he later confirmed. And then she opened up about that in a December 2019 video titled The Truth About Everything. Sorry. She said, after me and Hunter split, I went right into a relationship with Brad. To be honest, was a fucking idiot. I'm not an idiot for dating a person who I knew. I'm an idiot for dating a person who I knew was not good for me, wouldn't understand me, and would eventually just use me and hurt me. I definitely dated Brad to try and fall out of love with Hunter. Towards the end of my relationship with Brad, I was begging God every day for a way out because I just knew it wasn't going to work. Shit got really, really, really dark and bad and heavy with things related to drugs and death and shit. He did something to me at Coachella right before we broke up that I've never talked about. Eventually I will. And then because he did this thing to me that was so fucked up, I ended up finding out that he had been cheating on me so much. So, we will not forget Bella Thorne. Then, in a May 2019, she spilled tea on her romance with Lil Xan. Apparently, they met through mutual friends and had a brief thing and then called it quits. So, she confirmed back in September 2017 that she was officially dating YouTuber and actress Bella Thorne. Bella clarified in February 2019 ahead of their alliances with Jake Paul later that spring. Before Tana and Bella parted, they confirmed that they were in an open relationship, and she was also dating Mod's son at the time, and they broke up late February 2017. I think this was supposed to say 2019, not 2017. Someone messed up there. And then Jake Paul, more on him later, they were together from April 2019 until January 2020, and they still remain friends. We'll talk a lot more about that later. But as you can see, her relationships are very like back to back to back to back to back, which like no tea, no shade, absolute same. But if it's a red flag in me, it's a red flag in you. You know what I'm saying? Like we got twin red flags right now. Then Francesco Farago, Tana and Francesca, who starred in the reality show Too Hot to Handle, were caught holding hands as they left a steakhouse together, and Tana shared a bunch of clips from their night out to her Instagram stories where she claimed that they were dating, and then when Tana appeared in a podcast, she revealed that that was a clout-farmed relationship. So, I feel like you and Tana hold a lot of the same energy. I feel very cosmically connected to her. I don't know if it's because we're both like erratic white women born in 1998. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should like check our astrology charts. Like, I think I feel connected to her because like, I know if I didn't have supervision, I feel like I would have ended up like this. Clout farmed means like they just did it for like the internet celeb. Like they just did it for views and likes and stuff. Like they weren't actually really together. So, a history of her and Jake Paul's relationship. So shortly after she announced her breakup from that guy Brad, she posted a selfie of herself in bed and it had Jake Paul in it. There's a pic of them. Then several days later, they began making videos together, the first of which was titled Meet the Girl I've Been Hiding From You. Then they quickly released their own collection of merch consisting 2 shirts featuring photos of themselves together with their couple nickname Jana. I need to see this, unfortunately. Is this like selling on Poshmark for like $1 million probably? Oh, they have like Christmas stuff. It's $16.65 on Redbubble. Interesting. Here, I'll show you the design. Here's some of their merch. This was the design on like literally a t-shirt. So I don't really, whatever, man. It's your fucking life. So that's them together. Yay, good for them. After about 1 month of them making videos together, Jake Paul asked Tana to marry her at her 21st birthday celebration in Las Vegas. This was in June 2019. Oh, that's ugly merch. Middle schoolers drip. You know what? It makes sense for the time. Yeah, I guess you're right, but why do you ask her to marry you? Like, I just, like, this stream is really making me feel like an adult because I just, like, want everybody to take a deep breath. Like, I just want everyone to maybe, like, get a good night's sleep, take a deep breath. Like, let's think about our actions and what's going on. I don't think they have a big age difference. I think he was like 2 or 3 years older than her. They don't have a big age difference, I don't think at all. The way that she couldn't even have her own moment with without Jake Paul stealing it for the spotlight. No, that's such a good point. If someone asked me to marry them after a month, I'd be like, you need to calm the fuck down and back away. No, literally, I'd be like, I think you need to, like, bite down on a piece of leather because you seem, like, really unwell right now. Chaos recognizes chaos. I think that's why I, like, feel so, like, this with her is because, like, I understand, like, the thoughts that she's having. And I'm like, no, you gotta shove those down. Like, you can't act on that. Like, you can't do that, girl. Can confirm, I'm 21 and I'm just a girl, no frontal lobe in sight. It's so hard when you have a fully functioning brain and others haven't fully developed yet. Well, now hers has, but this is back when she was 21. So, from the very beginning, fans questioned their relationship status. Shortly after they started posting videos together, Jake Paul said to the fans that the relationship is real, but it's also not. This whole thing with Tana is, like, escalating. I don't even know how to describe it. It's real, but it's also not. But it's also, it's so weird, man. I don't know what it's gonna turn into. Stay tuned. There is not a frontal lobe in sight. Like, this tells me that they've never had a serious conversation about their relationship. No, this is May. He proposed in June. So this is shortly before he proposed. But this shows me they've never had a serious convo. Because they're probably, like, filming. And they're like, for the video, right? Haha. But then they're, like, also sleeping together. And, like, sometimes it's on camera. Not them sleeping together. Like, sometimes they're on camera together and then sometimes they're not. But usually if they're together, it's on camera because these people film everything they do all of the time. And there's no actual adults around. Long-term, low-commitment, casual girlfriend, clout wife. Obviously. Then a video uploaded on June 6th. Mojo gave a vague answer when asked if they were actually together. She said, I don't know, sometimes. I feel like that's such a YouTuber answer. And then following their engagement, they repeatedly stated they're actually together, and their family members also seemingly expressed doubts. Logan Paul, Jake's older brother, threw shade at the relationship. He said, I don't do that shit, bro. A fake YouTube relationship. I don't know what's going on there, man. None of these people are having any serious conversations with each other. None of them. I feel like it was probably more real for her. Yeah, probably. They needed some grown-ups around. Anyone. So, then July 15th, 2019, he surprised Mojo by sneaking into VidCon, even though he had been banned from attending. Don't worry, we'll talk about the VidCon and TanaCon stuff. And then surprised her on stage to deliver a lovingly but explicit poem, which he revealed their wedding date. He said, okay, so guys, I wrote Tana a poem. If you're under 18, cover your ears. He said, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can get through this. 2 years later, we turned to Jana. No more broads in Atlanta. No more girls caught on camera. I'm loyal to you and all the spray Tanas. Logan and Bella can hate. The world could question our fate. But on July 28, you can all save the date. Shut the fuck up. What do I say to that? That's one thing. There's a lot. Oh. I don't know what's going on here. Let's get y'all out of here. Bye. We'll see if they keep doing it. Very weird. Cool. Like, I'm just speechless, and I don't mean that as a compliment. With just hours left before saying I do, Mojo shared a YouTube video dedicated to her husband-to-be titled I Love You, Jake Paul. And she said in the video, it's 6 a.m. on July 28th, 2019. I'm about to go get on a plane and go get married, but first I have to make this YouTube video. Okay, like mood. Valid. Admitting she was nervous to speak so frankly about her feelings. She said she got the idea because a fan approached her at the airport and questioned if she actually loved Jake Paul. She said, I realized in that moment the only person I never want to question why I love you is you. That made no sense, right? She said, to be honest with you, where was I? To be honest with you, with a life like mine and a path like the one I've walked, you don't really meet people that understand you ever. You just meet people who pretend to. I could never speak again, and you'd be able to write out what's in my head. If you think that someone can write out what's in your head, that person's like probably a narcissist and controlling you, TBH. If like you're that confident. After this quick, they'd been together for 2 months. If you think after knowing someone for 2 months, they can write out your thoughts, that just means that they know you so fucking well because they're manipulative and they're learning your patterns to be able to predict your behavior to manipulate you. So, I'm scared. So, she's currently starring in that MTV show like we talked about. She said, my best ideas are the ones I think of with our brain. Oh, baby, no. No. And my best self is the reflection I see when I look into your eyes, and my best life is the one lived by your side. She said to simply refer to them as partners in crime would be a fucking understatement. Home is a feeling and never a place, and I could pick right up now and never go home so long as I'm by your side. I'd give you every last ounce of my youth without thinking twice. She put this on YouTube. This is embarrassing. Because I wouldn't spend it better anywhere else. And I have no idea where this crazy fucking roller coaster is headed, but I can't look forward because I can't stop looking at you. And then it cuts to like a black and white clip of them embracing, and then the text on the screen is, thank you for slow dancing with me while they scream, I love you. It's just so bad. It's so bad. I'm not okay. So they tied the knot in a televised wedding at the Graffiti Mansion in Las Vegas on July 28th, filming it for MTV. It was available for live stream for $49.99. Then it was followed by a reception at the Sugar Factory restaurant, because that's what happens when two 21-year-olds who have too much money get married. They have a reception at the Sugar Factory. That screams Young Money. Screaming it. So, seemingly playing into their criticism, they referred to their wedding as Holy Cloutrimony on their invitations, which is a little bit funny. And there was actually a fight at their wedding. Someone threw a glass of champagne at them, and there was a brief brawl between Jake Paul, the officiant, and an unidentified jokester. And then nearly 2 weeks after they got married, Mojo admitted that they were not legally married. She said, to everybody that's calling it fake because we rushed into it or because I don't do things traditionally because I wanted to not do it legally, any wedding I have, if I have 3 more weddings, I really wouldn't want to do it on paper because I think that legally binding yourself to someone takes away the love. She said, it's just unnecessary. Valid take, I guess. And they said that they were taking things day by day. We could be fucking married forever or for fucking 10 days and get back together or fucking break up and meet up again in fucking 20 years because we'll never realize no one else will ever understand us the same way or whatever it is. She said, I mean, we are definitely really crazy for taking it day by day, but that's what we're doing. I'm stressed the fuck out. Like, I'm actually gonna throw up. The officiant is in jail now? Stop. Oh my God, we're going to talk about the Sarah Baska video. That's my favorite YouTube video. She said, we are both very open people. We are not in a place where monogamy is always easy. It's complicated, but I guess you could say we're open. So they're married, but they're in an open relationship. I don't really know. Here's the video of the fight at their wedding.
Do you, Jake, take time? I do. That's great. exchange the rings.
Her wedding nails kind of ate though.
Julie, go higher.
That man should be jailed for looking like that.
I now pronounce, by the power vested in me, you may kiss the bride.
Such a 21-year-old's wedding. Power vested by who? So that's a lot. Here's some pictures of the day. I fucking love her wedding dress. I think her wedding dress is gorgeous. I love, love, love this wedding dress. That's the only compliment I have, if we're being honest. Don't like the groom. Didn't love the venue. The Sugar Factory was a choice. The tongue out is a choice. Her makeup looks really good though. Like, and then she had this other dress. I loved this dress too. Like, look at her wedding dress. That's her manager walking her down the aisle because she hates her parents because they suck. Like, her wedding look absolutely ate. Absolutely ate this look. Absolutely ate. Incredible. There's them at the Sugar Factory. Logan Paul, drunk at the Sugar Factory holding a sword. Look at the food. That is a Caesar salad, 2 cookies, 1 shrimp on top of the cookies, and pasta and a chicken tender. What is happening? What is happening? The wedding dress. Just needed another view of the wedding dress. Absolutely gorgeous. Love. More pics of them. I don't know whose kids those are. Here's their wedding venue. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? When you stunt your brain at 15, this is what you get. These are literal children with unlimited money. They are living and laughing and maybe loving. And then here's the sword cutting into the wedding cake at the fucking Sugar Factory. This is so chaotic. So I need everyone to know that this is by far my favorite YouTube video of all time. I have seen it so many times. I will never, ever, 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 ever stop watching it. It's Sarah Baska's vlog of Tana and Jake Paul's wedding. We're probably going to watch way too much of this.
Is that Oprah? Didn't speak. It doesn't matter. In the slightest. How long it literally takes me to get ready, I was kind of freaking out.
We saw some shit. We have a story to tell. So, buckle up, kiddos.
Welcome to freaking Vegas.
I just look like I'm dead. I look like a damn mess. Dead. Oh my god. I don't even know.
I can quote this video by heart.
So much to summarize right now and talk about.
I love her nails. The neon yellow. I might need to do that.
I'm trying so hard, Caitlin, to like keep my shit together. I hope that you know that. Like, I'm struggling. Yeah. But I think I'm doing it. I mean, all you have to do is drive in a straight line. Exactly. Like, still driving in a straight line is a struggle right now. Like, for 4 hours straight. Literally. Okay. Where the fuck do we even begin? I don't know, dude. Yeah. So we literally got to Vegas like 1.5 hours before we're supposed to leave. Yep. And it was a bit of a time crunch. We get to our fucking think about this too much, I'm gonna freak out. And how little time we have to get ready. And like, I know front desk, and it's taking 10 fucking braided you guys to a suite, and like, it looks like all hairs are tied in a knot. I don't know. Getting ready as fast as possible. I just really wanted to hear, we got the party with us. I love that song. No, that would have been great. It would have been great in that moment. Anyways, yeah, we go in the Uber, we get there, and then the night begins. Dude. First off, we get out of the Uber, and that is when this clip happened. Oprah? Is that Oprah? Is that fucking Oprah? Is that Oprah? Is that Oprah? I'm gonna lose my mind. Is it? Is that fucking Oprah? Go. Wasn't that?
Yes, it was. We fucking thought that Oprah Winfrey was arriving to the Jana wedding at the same time as us.
I was like kind of tipsy and like losing my shit.
No, we were both fucking absolutely losing our shit.
And no one else seemed to care.
No, all the fans outside were like too occupied with trying to take pictures with YouTubers and everything that they weren't even focusing on the fact that Oprah Winfrey is allegedly walking in front of us right now.
Open your eyes! Do you see who just got here? It's Oprah!
I'm a very gullible person, and it's a flaw of mine. But when I tell you that I was convinced that lady was Oprah herself, I've never been more confused in my life. Because I was like, why is Oprah Winfrey at Tana's wedding? But at the same time,
I kind of get it.
Yeah, at the same time, I understand. I totally understand that Oprah has nothing better to do today than go to the Jana wedding at a graffiti mansion.
No one seemed to fucking care about that.
No.
And me and Caitlin are waiting in line, still freaking out about Oprah. And then Jordan comes up to the gate, and I'm like crying at him. I'm like, Oprah! And he just walked through. Is putting her wedding dress on, and she just looks super stressed. And me and her like make eye contact, and I was like, hey, sorry. I could like, feel the tension. I felt the tension. I was like, I'll be out here. Oh my god, the lighting is trash. So we're just like waiting outside the door, and like all of the MTV bitches have their cameras. And
There were
like,
so many of them.
there were so many of them.
Overwhelming.
So the vibe of this wedding seems
they were all just,
absolutely
like, waiting
insane.
for Tana to open up the door and start walking, and she finally opens up the door.
Oh yeah, you're doing amazing. You look amazing.
They're fucking wasted filming this.
Yes.
I was the bitch with the fan all night, so I was like fanning everybody in the hallway, and then I walked out, and then Jordan was like, yo, you guys walk behind us and just like fan us, and I'm like, okay. I was like, that's our job.
All of a sudden, we have a role in Tana walking to the, I was gonna say altar, but there was no altar. Who am I kidding?
We were the human air conditioners.
And I'm making moves in this world. First I worked TanaCon, now I'm the professional fan holder, the AC machine. Yes, Sarah.
Everyone was like divided, so everyone was on like either side of the party. It was like a human aisle that they created. So many phones were out recording.
Oh my god,
And like Tana's walking down this aisle, and we're just behind them, like fanning
We're just like,
them.
what are we doing?
And we're walking down, and fucking Chris Clemens.
Oh my god.
Chris Clemens
I want to
is
be
like
at this
recording
wedding.
Tana walk down the aisle, and then he makes eye contact with me, and he was like,
Sarah fucking Basca, what are you doing?
As we're following Jordan and Tana down the aisle, acting that we very much belong to be walking down the
I
aisle.
took it so seriously too. I was just like,
You gotta
needs the fan. How's the airflow? Faster? Slower?
higher, lower.
Lower, where do you
This
want
side, this side.
She's literally fanning her as she walks down the aisle.
Sarah.
Everyone taking photos and Sarah Baskin's just standing there.
I took it so seriously, and then once Chris Clemens said, "What the fuck are you doing?" It clicked. I was like, "What am I doing?"
So if you ever have an hour to kill, that is one of my favorite YouTube videos of all time. And at the end of 2019, Tana posted a video saying that she lost herself after the wedding. She said, I'm so unhappy with the way my relationship with Jake looks to the public eye. I've done so much pretending that I don't care what I do, so it's my fault. I love Jake so much, I still do, but I did so much of being the cool girl and not caring because I wanted to do life with this person and I wanted to see them happy and thrive. I wanted to show them that there are people that will accept you for who you are. I think I just put so much of myself into Jake that I lost myself, and that's not his fault. I'm not blaming him for it. It's just the reality. I don't regret it. I loved the time I spent with Jake so much and who I felt like he was making me. I loved who I was with him so much that I kind of put on rose-colored glasses. I realized I would do anything to feel this feeling forever. And she said the second Jake and I got married, that changed. I think the second he said I do to me, he was like, now what? I think he was over it. I don't blame him, but it left me clinging, trying to make this work, and everything started falling apart. She said the wedding night was just hell for me. She went on to say that the couple's open status meant that Jake being able to have sex with a new bitch every night, which I'm not blaming him. I was the one greenlighting everything because I just wanted to make him happy and letting it kill me. You can only let something kill you for so long until it's actually gonna fucking kill you. And then less than 6 months after saying I do, they decided to take a break and announce that they're separated, but they still care for each other. So yeah, yikes. I'm literally like, so many people need so much therapy. She said, I'll never know what the future holds, and I'll always have love for Jake and everything we did. I'm grateful to know throughout this I've made a best friend for life and found someone when no one else could understand me. Here's to 2020 working on us and my new Lamborghini since I get half of everything, she joked. Because again, they're not legally married. So, yikes on bikes. Here's some pics of them during their brief marriage era. I don't know why Noah Cyrus is in that picture. They made a lot of videos together. A lot of views to be had. That's that same picture. There's them in a vlog. Very interesting. So, in, what month is for? In April of 2020, Tana started talking about Xanax addiction. In an extensive confessional video, she said, letting you in on the truth about MTV, depression, plus life update. And she detailed how years of torment caused her to internalize her pain. And she said, I don't even know how to say it. The 21-year-old began because she was 21 in 2020. My childhood was just the worst thing on earth, and I'm very lucky to have gotten out of that. She said, I was raising myself. We've kind of already read through a lot of this. She said that she also went through abusive relationships when she was 16. Sorry. That felt weird. And even though she credits YouTube stardom as her way out of this situation, she said the road to fame is a bumpy one filled with personal setbacks. She said, I spent the next 6 years continuing to bottle my emotional pain. Months before starting my YouTube channel, my best friend died, and I was spending days filming the night staring at the ceiling, bottling depression. And she eventually found herself abusing Xanax to numb things out. She said, I was at the point of taking Xanax where it's not that I was trying to overdose. I was definitely taking enough where I wasn't trying to kill myself, but I didn't care if I died. I think that's the scariest road you could possibly take. And she said in 2019, she hit rock bottom after her split from Jake Paul. And she said 2019 might have been one of the most successful textbook years of my life when it comes to my mental state, it was absolutely hands down in my 21 years of life the worst. I think by the end of 2019, I had beaten myself up in every possible way to the point where I wasn't even a person. I wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself. I did not want to live. She said that she has worked hard to overcome her past and her drug abuse, claiming that now she's at the happiest place she's been in her entire life. So literally just like so much trauma, like it's actually radiating from her. So speaking of trauma, let's talk about more trauma. Let's backtrack. So like I said, we were kind of chunking this. So we talked about her relationships with the Jake Paul marriage. Now we talked about her coming out about her addiction. Let's talk about her stalker stories, which I think is also a very interesting thing that probably affected her a lot. So this is a Daily Mail article from October 2016. She said that she has had a stalker since the 2nd grade. She said that she claims her stalker has not only hacked her phone, but also broken into her home and photographed her while she was still sleeping. And she said it started 10 years ago. So this person has been stalking her for a very long time, I guess. She said it was a former classmate that reached new heights and said that she is afraid, but insisted that she refuses to live her life in fear. And she released some more details, and oh, this kind of like repeated itself. Interesting. I accidentally pasted that twice. So she said that when she went through her suitcase, she claimed she found 2 pictures of her that she is certain she did not take herself, which show her lying asleep. So that's very spooky. She also believes her phone is being tapped. She said, I feel like at all times he knows what I'm saying, what I'm doing, what I'm wearing. There's no doubt of him watching me, which is really scary. After finding the email containing the disturbing story, she checked 50 or more plagiarism websites to see if it was copied from somewhere else, but every single one told her it was original. She said, I don't know why this is my life since 2nd grade. I used to laugh about it much more, and now I feel defeated, I guess. The teenager has previously told how her stalker's obsession started when it was a crush in elementary elementary school. I've already talked about this. The Daily Mail can be repetitive. And she said everyone thought it was just a magical fucking crush. And apparently he started with like following her at recess and trying to give her love letters. And she said, because you're not going to be like, oh, he's in second grade, he's not going to be a psychopath, it's a second grader. And then she said that he left her alone for a few years until fifth grade, that he discovered he discovered MySpace and had an I Love You Tana page, and she said the whole page was filmed with poems about me and pictures of me and weird songs. I'm freaked out by it, and I told my parents. The school punished him, and then he left her alone for a couple years, and then she came across him on Facebook. 8th grade was when Facebook was popping, and conveniently a new social media network for me to be harassed on, and she gets a friend request on the page, and the name of the page is I Hate Tana, She's a Fucking Bitch, Die Tana, or something like that. And then the page started reporting her location and what clothes she was wearing, which she said terrified her. And then she reported it to the school again, and it was the same boy who is now at a different middle school, and he was suspended. And then 3 years later, she said she was at a church youth group when a female friend asked if she had a boyfriend, and then she told the girl no, but a boy in that girl's English class had said that he was dating Tana. And she said that he was posting pictures of her on his social media that he had taken from her Snapchat. And then when she tried to address his behavior by email, he continued and wrote this email that, like we said before, I don't know why I got out of order. She ran through a plagiarism thing, and it was definitely him, I guess. He said, baby, I don't know why you're so mad. Why are you fighting with me? We just had our 6-month anniversary. Don't be mad at me. I love you. And she threatened to call the police. But then Tana and her friends decided to send him 500 text messages telling him to leave her alone. Strong 8th grade behavior. And she said that he replied with an essay-length text message naming dozens of personal details about her, like her birth date, her details of her friends. And then she said, he wrote me out a new Wikipedia page. Literally, if I ever need a Wikipedia page, I'll just use that text message. She is funny. She said it was everything anybody could ever know about me, and it was so fucking weird. She said after that, she blocked him, and she didn't hear anything until the day before she made the video when he started uploading pictures of her again. And then in March, she described in another video how she believes he broke into her house and moved the blinds around and moved clothes and locked keys inside her mother's car. You can watch the videos on her YouTube. They're like in a playlist. If you just look up like Tana Stalker Stories, the playlist will come up. And she ended up moving out of the house, and she said that he went to jail for a bunch of crazy shit after the police went over to his house over an incident that she reported, and it is found that he was also stalking other girls. So, very much yikes on having a stalker. And then October 23rd, 2023, she said that she has a new stalker that makes her first stalker look like a cakewalk. So someone asked me if they can start the stream from the beginning. I don't know if you can while I'm still live, but I'll put this on YouTube later. So Tana went on Trisha Paytas's podcast, and she said, I feel like the stalker I have right now makes my first stalker look like a cakewalk. She said where was I? So he became aware of Tana because of her OnlyFans account. She's big on OnlyFans now. And she says that because on OnlyFans you can message creators directly, she believes it contributes to the parasocial relationship. She said they can take that and misconstrue it to I'm dating her, she's in love with me. He also lives in California but lives out of his vehicle, so apparently that prevents her from serving him with a restraining order. And when they initially began speaking on OnlyFans, Tana could tell something wasn't right, so she cut off communication, but he would just continue to create new accounts. And he was also communicating with Tana's friend Ashley. Over time, he was finding ways to message them on different platforms. When she and Ashley lived together in 2019, he found their house and sent pictures of himself outside the house holding a knife, and this led the two of them to hiring a full-time security guard. Apparently, she pays $30,000 a month in security. Tana contacted the police several times, but according to her, they just don't care. And she added that 911 operators have actually asked her if she's sure it wasn't a crazy boyfriend. When will we protect women? Not today, maybe tomorrow. And Tana alluded to countless stories where this guy showed up and did really weird shit. And the stalker was trying to be in constant communication. Tana showed Trisha some of the DMs. Although some are benign, like when he complimented her Jennifer's body costume, others feel threatening, and he frequently takes pictures of Tana or Ashley out in the world and then DMs it to them. And she said she refuses to block him because it would cause the behavior to escalate. And one of the last times Tana called the police in regards to this stalker, she was told that someone would come out the following day between 1 and 7 p.m. And in order to protect herself, she stopped posting things in real time so that she can't be located via social media. And because of his unpredictable behavior and lack of housing, Tana often wonders what he would do if he suddenly felt that he had nothing to lose. She said that the only thing that gives her peace of mind is her incredible security. So that's a lot. We are going to do a Trisha Paytas stream, but it'll have to be over Christmas break because that'll take a while for me to do. My cousin actually works for Tana. I don't know if I believe this, but I want to. And responds to the creepy messages on OnlyFans for her. She said those gross messages are what sealed the deal that she likes women. I have a lot of questions about your cousin working for Tana. What's their job? Does she pay well? Like, are they an assistant? I have a lot of questions. So let's go ahead and move on to her music career, which is pretty short-lived, but I personally love her music because I love terrible music, and that's a flaw that I have. So she has a couple of songs, not that many. First one was in 2017, and then she did that until 2020. She hasn't really come out with anything since. But this is Hefner. This is my favorite song of all time. Actually, not of all time. Hefner. This is W. All of her, and this is another one of her songs. This is the last one we're gonna watch. This is the. But anyway, it's time to discuss TanaCon. If you know, you know. So, we are reading from a blog of someone who went to TanaCon. They said, "This is what I know from my first-hand experiences at both VidCon and TanaCon. I took pictures and videos throughout the entire event and researched and screen capped many tweets and posts that were posted throughout the event." So we're going to read what this person had to say about it. So VidCon is an annual convention held yearly for YouTubers where fans can meet and interact with social media stars and creators. It started in 2010 and it happens in Anaheim. VidCon determines who they consider to be a featured creator. They are invited to VidCon. They're not paid by VidCon, but they're invited. They do meet and greets, panels, Q&A. VidCon schedules them stuff out. So as VidCon grew, organizers adapted their procedures to accommodate the increased numbers of fans to ensure that fans were satisfied with their experience. Many creators have millions of fans, and of course there's no way for VidCon to guarantee each fan will meet a particular creator. They set up a lottery system to avoid scenarios where people stand in line for hours and miss all other activities and still didn't meet their idol. In the past few years, the system ensured that fans would know who they were guaranteed to meet and allowed them to wait for a finite amount of time to meet the creator and then participate in other activities provided by vendors and sponsors. So VidCon appears to be like a super legit, buttoned up professional event with good systems and procedures. They know what they're doing. Tana was not granted the featured creator title, but still went to VidCon over the past couple of years before TanaCon. She had a lot of fans, so as soon as people recognized her, they would swarm her and ask for pictures and stuff and all that. So her appearance had caused multiple mobs in unsafe conditions, and there were times that security had escorted her off the premises of VidCon because of people mobbing her. So this is, again, we're still reading from a literal fan blog right now. They said Tana really does love her fans and always had a huge heart and wanted to be able to meet her fans. Being excluded and asked to leave was devastating for her. So in May 2018, as VidCon was approaching, Tana decided to have her own convention, TanaCon. It's a little deeper than that. Tana felt apparently very specifically singled out by VidCon because apparently she was in this YouTuber show collab thing called Escape the Night. VidCon was promoting Escape the Night. They had Escape the Night, everything going on. So she was like, how the fuck are you promoting a thing that I'm in, but you still won't make me a featured creator? She just took it really personally. And she had reached out to them multiple times and asked, and she had a lot more followers than other featured creators. It just seems like it was something that had been ongoing for years, and she never got a clear answer about why she was not being asked to be a featured creator. The Green Brothers knew she would be problematic. Honestly, probably. But someone said this is after they sold VidCon. I don't know when they sold VidCon. But anyway. So. Where was I? So Tana decided to have her own convention called TanaCon. It would be a fuck VidCon, anti-VidCon, anti-establishment VidCon. Anti-establishment VidCon is quite the sentence. She wanted it to be inclusive and even insisted on a certain number of free tickets. VidCon tickets have been going up each year, and at this point we're about $200, which priced out a lot of people. And as this person already mentioned, she knows and is friends with a lot of popular YouTubers, so some of them came to support, one of them being Colleen Ballinger. Clearly that didn't age well. And many other of Tana's friends who were attracted by the inclusion for smaller creators as well as fans who couldn't afford VidCon. Shane Dawson, who has 14 million subscribers, signed on to attend TanaCon, and Tana often confessed that she was young and inexperienced in planning events, so she teamed up with Good Times Live, whose CEO is a 21-year-old named Michael Weist, to organize the event on the same weekend as VidCon in Anaheim, which meant that she only had a month to plan and execute the event. A month is not enough time to plan a convention, especially for two 21-year-olds. Immediately no. Like, I'm going to throw up. I'm actually so stressed out about that. So Tana's message and dream was that the event would allow anyone to meet their idols without worrying about cost or status. The free tickets were offered and quickly sold out, and then Good Times set meetup reservations on their website, which all quickly sold out. All through this, Tana tweeted that people should not worry and additional meetups would be arranged and that creators would be walking around. Shane even tweeted that if fans saw him walking around, they could ask him from a picture. And at one point, a fan tweeted something like, "I have tickets for VidCon," and Tana replied, "My event is free, so just roll through." You cannot put that on the internet. Fast forward to the Thursday before TanaCon. Again, we're still reading a fan blog of someone that's there. We arrived at the hosting hotel, which was the Anaheim Marriott Suites, and we noticed that the entire event was being set up in one hallway of the small hotel. For perspective, VidCon takes place at the Anaheim Convention Center, which is like one of the biggest convention centers in the US, I think. A quick Google search shows that this venue can accommodate about 1,000 guests, the Tana's venue. The ballroom holds about 500 and the little rooms hold 50 to 60 people. We spoke to the hotel representative who expressed surprise that the event was targeted to fans of creators who had millions of followers. We were told that TanaCon hired a security company and the hotel hired their own security company. As we drove up, we saw tents and barricades set up. The hotel rep said they expected about 5,000 to 6,000 fans would be lining up between 2 to 6 a.m. We arrived at 6 a.m. and about 500 people were already lined up in the queue. The first fans went through getting badges at 8:30. It appeared 90% of the people had the $65 tickets and were given an orange pass. At 8:30, fans passed through pat-downs and bag checks, but no metal detectors, and then waited in another queue outside the doors. More fans arrived, and soon the gift bags ran out. We will look at the gift bags. Apparently, the gift bags had a condom, a pop socket thing, and some stickers. At one point, Tana came out to take pictures with fans, but was far away from the tents where most of the fans were waiting. And at 10 a.m., fans were allowed into the venue. I watched from the lobby as fans walked by the 3 to 5 booths and ballroom meetup rooms and expected to experience the promised amazing TanaCon up ahead. Security guards said, "This is the exit," to confuse guests. They thought the guards were mistaken and showed their badges. "We're here for TanaCon," and security pointed behind them and said, "That's TanaCon." So literally just a ballroom and a couple of booths is TanaCon. Still reading this girl's blog, but she did a great job. Like, do y'all not agree? So Tana came to the main stage and welcomed the crowd and led a "fuck VidCon" chant inside the Crystal Ballroom, which was the biggest space that held about 450 people. At about 12, there was a panel, and at about 1, Tana officiated a wedding. Then Tana's girlfriend at the time, Bella Throne, had a booth called Filthy Fangs featuring $200 t-shirts. The space was so small and hundreds of fans were outside. Security wanted fans who had come in at 10 to leave to go back around to the parking lot, and fans were not having that. And went as far as the lobby. Tana's creator friends, including Shane Dawson, had mentioned they'd be walking around and stop for pictures. And after 5 to 7 hours to get in, fans were not willing to take the risk of wanting to leave. So basically, like, they were over capacity. they had all these people inside, and security's like, y'all need to leave so we can let the outside people in. And the people inside are like, yeah, we're not leaving. We've paid for this. So fans started getting frustrated seeing how small the event was and how many were not getting in. So they started jumping barriers and pushing against the door. So then hotel security had to call the police to clear the lobby. There wasn't ever a fire marshal issue, apparently, and there was no permit that was required, which is what a lot of people were saying, because the event was supposed to be contained within the Marriott. So the fans were told to leave unless they were hotel guests, and then they had to go to their rooms if they were hotel guests. At some point, Tana tweeted that she was so surprised that 20,000 fans showed up to my event to support me. About an hour later, a representative from TanaCon spoke to the crowd in the parking lot, assuring us a bigger venue that would accommodate thousands and thousands of people was secured for the next day, and that all meet and greets would be rescheduled for the Saturday. And people started shouting refunds. So fans dispersed. I'm feeling very stressed by this event. Just wait till I show you the pictures. So fans dispersed and then came back, and some small creators came out to meet with the fans, and then Tana and the Good Times event people blamed the 15,000 people who showed up without tickets. But remember, Tana had tweeted, my event is free, just come through. So fans dispersed and came back the next morning around 4 to 5 a.m., and that is when security said the entire event was canceled. There was never any information about a second venue. At 4 a.m., Tana tweeted that she was in a meeting working to keep everyone safe, and at 5:30, Good Times tweeted that the event was officially canceled due to unexpected crowds and security concerns. Fans lingered in shock and stranded. Many had paid for hotel reservations, flights, and had nowhere to go. So many of the teens and young adults believed in the event and thought wholeheartedly they'd be meeting their favorite creators. Very, very, very sad. Some fans even flew in from Canada. Terrible. Because they believed the tweets and messages that they had received from Tana saying you could just pull through. At about 2 on Saturday, Michael Weist comes out and told whoever was left that he was left that he's sorry and that they would be issuing refunds for the price of the tickets. Tana had her 20th birthday. So again, this is before she married Jake Paul. Sorry, our timeline's kind of weird, but we're just kind of talking about topics chunked rather than a linear timeline, because I tried to do a linear timeline and it was just so fucking chaotic. So Good Times and Tana continue to blame the failure on the extra people, and the police report suggests that only 4,000 to 5,000 people showed up, even though Tana's been saying it was an extra 15,000. Where was I? Tana and Good Times acknowledge this fact that they can work towards a solution and possibly work on a future event. I think that is dead now, honestly, though. So, so like we said about the tickets, I'm going to kind of skip through some of this. Yeah. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm like very chaotic today. You're right. This is a chaotic stream. So the free tickets sold out in 2 minutes. The VIP tickets were $65, and in the price, they were promised a concert, gift bags, private signing, and personal pictures. And then the bags, like we said, just had stickers and a condom. So apparently inside the event, some fans inflated the condoms and were like bouncing them through the air like beach balls at a concert. And there it is. Absolutely incredible. So Tana contemplated this on her Twitter. She said, my heart is shattered. I'm trying to pick up the pieces, the sunburns, the money, the time spent people waiting outside. Everything is so fucked up and I want to talk about it. And Good Times started issuing refunds. In a statement on June 24th, they said, the vision of TanaCon is to empower those who aspire to make a change in the entertainment industry. We're extremely proud of Tana and her determination to take a stand and use her voice, and we will continue supporting her. This is a literal fucking joke. As she proceeds to pave the way for other creators. And yeah, so people were upset about it, naturally. So Shane Dawson did a series about it. Because of course he did. It was a 3-part series called The Truth About TanaCon, where he basically just shows the whole thing of it. And Tana in the thing like criticized Good Times and said that she should have done more research. She said she was lied to by the CEO about venue and capacity sizes. And she stated that the CEO flew home right after the event and left all of us here in Anaheim without transportation back to LA. And in the third part of the series, it was revealed that Tana did have knowledge of the crowd size and the amount of tickets that were sold. In the beginning, when Shane shows footage of Weiss' crew has recorded, the crew is discussing where the convention will be held and how it will work out. And Tana states people love to be oppressed, because literally they're talking about like, oh, people are waiting outside. And Tana's like, oh my God, if we just had tons of people outside, like people love that. And Shane's series did win a Streamy Award. So here is her crying in his video.
I know.
Yes, someone did get married at TanaCon. I wonder if they're still together.
It's okay, I know. You don't understand. Like, you were everything I've ever wanted to be. And you believing in me, even the slightest of anything, means so well to me. And to let you down.
This is so bad.
I love you. Down is so heartbreaking. And I don't deserve you to be here right now. I don't deserve you to support me in this.
Yeah, the crying is all I remember from the Shane video.
I'm sorry.
I feel
The
like
hand on the head.
I just knew, okay, and I think
You always come to my rescue and I don't deserve it.
I think the heart,
It's so
Like,
real.
let's be serious for 1 second.
This morning I spent my whole car right up, like, looking at videos of people, like, there.
This does hurt to watch.
Yeah,
The tears on his couch. I think it's her couch. He came to her, I believe.
I want you to be real with me. I don't want you to be. You don't even have to do this.
Because it was you.
I know
You
that.
know?
And I knew that in my heart and soul. Like, I knew that you supported me that much. You cared about me that much to go and, like, to let you down and people who love you down. I'm such a fucking idiot.
Like, Jordan was there for some of it. Like, as I'm crying to him, like, I'm gonna lose my.
I feel like you had that done, Michael.
They're on the phone with
It's my fault. It was my
the
convention.
producer.
I went to a convention. You promised me you knew all of that because you ran conventions. There's so much more wrong than the people outside, and that's the first lie to me. Oh, I don't forget about so fucking much, Michael.
So that's extremely chaotic. So let's talk about Michael Weiss, the event planner. He started his career as a high school student, like so many of us do. He responded with, when Shane texted him for an interview, he said, "I'm so sad. I invested every penny into this to make this work. I'm going to lose my house over this." He also stated that he was also making a documentary. He thought it was going to be emotional and awesome, creating suspicions that Good Time could have wanted this. No, I'm not. No, you can't come live with me. Thanks, though. Creating suspicion that Good Times wanted this to fail to get promotion. Another theory is that they oversold tickets and wanted to make money to try and refund, which makes no sense to me. After the event, multiple people were saying that the whole thing was a scam and that they scam people out of their time and money and all of those things. And Weiss released his documentary on YouTube in 2018. Tana stated that her videographer was filming things for her YouTube channel. However, Tana states that the CEO's videographer approached her videographer and said, "Everything you film is ours. We own it. We will do everything to get it. You can't have any of your footage. It's for our documentary." Tana stated all these influencers that Michael manages, like Redacted and Redacted, not me. It was just taken out of the article because people that no longer work with him were like, get my fucking name out of this. Like, big influencers came up to me and they were like, "We knew this was going to fail from the beginning, but they were too afraid of him to tell me before." Tana said that it's still her still her fault, however. When they called him on FaceTime, Weiss said that the Marriott told him that it would hold 4,000 people and they were looking for litigation against the Marriott. The Marriott did not say that shit. And Shane told him that security was minuscule, I cannot say that word. And that the list of people who RSVP'd for the meet and greets was inaccurate and that there wasn't multiple lines and most of the facts that they were provided were lies. Weiss said that he wanted the event to succeed and spent almost all of his own money and he believed that we could do this and Tana's vision. He said, "I was going to lose everything over this. This was ruining relationships with people he worked with for years." You're 21, dude. You haven't worked with anyone for years. And then in October 2018, he announced that he filed for bankruptcy. So, yikes. And said that he would release his documentary, which I guess if you want to go see that, that is on YouTube. Yikes on bikes. Here's him riding around TanaCon on a Segway as everything is falling apart. And then here's some pics from TanaCon. Here's the hordes of people outside waiting in line for hours and hours and hours. Here's that little hallway that they were in. People got extremely sunburned at TanaCon. I'm literally in so much pain from my sunburn at TanaCon. That one doesn't look that bad. I think you're being a little dramatic. But yeah, people were stuck outside for hours in California. So that's not ideal. So here is some footage of them planning.
House, like, we have everything. From the beginning, trying to find a venue Friday night, and like everything in between. So
your birthday party on the 22nd.
Oh yeah, we have to have creative parties, and those have to be like legendary.
Oh yeah.
Only because of their...
No, it was never anyone's plan for all of this to happen. Well, that doesn't even make sense.
It's not over.
He's crying outside.
We're still calling venues. It's 2 a.m. We're still calling venues. Do you know where Tana are?
I have it set at 5,200 right now.
I love that for us.
So I feel like 5,200 is good enough.
It would be really, really cool too to have people like outside waiting to get in. Like people love to be oppressed outside.
Yeah.
Why would you say that? You're on camera.
Like, I waited in the rain. Like they love that shit. I love that shit.
I waited in the rain. Like, stop. Be so serious.
They're so close that I'm getting literally like go see some Joey Giuseppe Escape the Night shit like in the morning at VidCon and like come over to our convention. They could like hop back and forth.
And they definitely will.
You're assholes.
Sadistic. Yikes on yikes.
It's not 100% official, but we 70% have Lil Pump for your birthday.
What? Went there, I twerked the venue. He had people from Anaheim, Marriott, whatever the fuck, speak.
But I think we're in a good capacity. I mean, we could drop it to 3,000 if we wanted to instead of 5,200.
I could. What are we gonna?
People are definitely, a lot of people are mad, but for, you know, the right reasons. I get it. So I'm gonna fight for a fucking bigger, better TanaCon next time. I don't care if it's in 10 fucking arenas, okay? With every police force in the United States, because I love you. Okay.
I staffed a $100,000 security bill, and you're telling me that was 91 guards?
Bro, those guards were
fucking garbage.
Tana, I need to go speak to the police chief downstairs.
We got planned for your birthday.
Her poor manager.
The hotel told him 1,200, but obviously
In like the main ballroom. I have it set at 5,200 right now.
Literally, I just heard the sentence. The hotel said 1,200 for the main ballroom. I have it set at 5,200 right now.
I can also kind of just like set no capacity and we're just like, okay, we're gonna sell it out when we sell it out.
I mean, because I feel like there's a chance. Come on. We can't sit and sold now. We gotta go. It's go time. Simple as that.
I'm gonna be ruined forever.
No. Yeah, you are.
We gotta make power moves right now.
Not a fully formed frontal lobe in all of planning.
This is 40 feet long of staging. 3 feet high, which will come up to right here.
Wait, this will be the
whole thing is stage.
Wow, that's gonna be a fat ass stage.
Yeah.
I want to see what that looks like as well.
40 feet, 16 feet deep, 3 feet tall.
That's fucking nuts.
Big stage.
Is the lighting cool? Like when
I'm sitting here asking him every question about everything, and he's trying to say that never happened.
You okay, Kent? Because
Fucking iPad with the
This
stylus.
is a perfect example of him trying to look
Literally on the Notes app.
professional.
Literally on iMessage in the Notes app.
Whoa, it's like big. It's very big. It's tall. Shit's very big. I'm sitting here thinking it's a lot of space.
The FF lounge, whatever
I have nothing
Do
for
they want a talent lounge or do they want?
I wish I was this delusional. They had less than a month to pull this off. For real, like, shocking.
Oh, see, this is him telling me the parking lot is going to be safe.
And for registration, we have the whole parking lot.
Yeah, to do like, we're gonna put the registration booths out there so it keeps traffic out. Because this is, frankly, 5,000 people is a lot of people. And like, you see the space, so we gotta make that work.
Security's tight.
Security's tight.
All the way to the green room. So this is where I was actually gonna have the creator party.
And that got canceled. That was a lie. This is also us sitting here finalizing things.
This looks like my super sweet 16. It really does.
Like, that main stage room is going to be packed regardless. Like
Like a mosh pit.
But a safe.
yeah.
What a safe one!
Exactly, and that's cool too that I'm getting to do this so hands-on. Like I learned today, start roasting craft. I learned.
So like it's all I'm learning with experience, but I like that.
And that means I'm fucking hands-on and I actually care and I'm actually...
That means I'm hands-on and I actually care. This is a joke. It's literally so fucking bad. So here's some footage of the actual event.
This is the
Here's everybody stuck outside in the sun.
This is crazy.
Thousands of fans were left agitated after attending an event meant for them to meet their favorite online influencers.
It was really hot. There were some people that just looked like they were about to like pass out. And everyone was pretty upset.
The YouTube thought she could.
It's a popular convention for fans to meet their favorite internet idols. When one of those influencers, Tana Mongeau, who has more than 3.5 million subscribers on YouTube, says VidCon didn't give her a featured creators title, she threw her own alt convention called TanaCon. VIP tickets started at $65.
We know this.
Tax.
Get to the
Krista
footage.
Wahlgren bought 2 and says each ticket was supposed to come with a bag, valued at 4 times the cost of the ticket. Instead, she says she got this: a condom, a plastic bracelet, stickers, and a phone grip.
I used to have that phone grip, not the TanaCon one.
That was definitely like probably not even like a quarter of the price that we paid for the tickets.
Even worse, she says event planners were expecting around 5,000 people, but their estimate was off.
I am lost for words.
I have no idea how many people that is.
The venue could probably hold 1,000. And then when we got in there, I think there was already a bunch of people in there, probably about like 600 of us in there. And then Tana said there was at least 10,000 people still outside.
I do feel like Tana was genuinely lied to and screwed over by that team. Yeah, I wish Tana had been smarter enough to not hire a 21-year-old.
So I know
you know?
People were like really upset that they wasted thousands of dollars to go to this event.
Event attendees shared their feelings on Twitter, saying, for everyone outside.
All right, so y'all get the point. I just kind of wanted you to see the footage of outside. And then VidCon co-founder Hank Green said in 2019 that he had 100% screwed up by not inviting Mongeau to VidCon 2017. So in 2019, VidCon said that Tana Mongeau would be a featured creator. So there was never another TanaCon. This event is just a horse watching a dog. So speaking of white tears, I originally had the video of her crying right before that, so sorry about that. But let's discuss Tana's fate during the reckoning of 2020. I'm hoping people know what this image is from because it just kind of makes me giggle. But this article is from June 24th, 2020. So if you do not remember what was going on in June of 2020, this is when George Floyd was murdered. And so there were a lot of protests about that. And people were talking about the many, many, many racial injustices in our country. People were talking about it a lot more at that time than people usually are talking about it. And it was just a very, very interesting time. And I think COVID had a lot that played into it. But just for a TLDR, if you didn't know, if you were not, maybe if you were camping during that time or something. So Tana Mongeau was one of the people that was, aren't we supposed to say calling them in for a conversation, called out for her racist behavior before. So this is an article, like I said, from this time. So Tana Mongeau has responded to a musician and fellow YouTuber, Colin, I think, Barry, about racist comments she had made in the past. Earlier this month, Barry, who used to run a channel with Mongeau several years ago, took to his Twitter to post a note which she said that he invalidated his feelings regarding to her past use of the N-word, which we have discussed, before asking her to use her platform to make a sincere contribution to the Black Lives Matter movement. On June 15th, Barry also shared a video titled finally revealing the truth about Tana Mongeau, and said that both her and her manager routinely gaslit him and subjected him to a slew of microaggressions. Not only that, but following Barry's upload, fans dug up several tweets from Tana that were extremely, extremely racist. I'm going to show you the tweets before we get into this. Trigger warning, racial slurs. Obviously, I'm not going to say them. I will let you read. This is from 2014. She tweeted, "Amari hates me," and then replied to her own tweet and called him a cotton picker. I'm going to break down why that's extremely not okay to say. Slavery happened in our nation's history. I'm going to assume that you kind of know what slavery is and that it's not good. The U.S. had a racially based slavery system. Cotton is the cash crop of the South. The South used to use slave labor to harvest tons of cotton. The North would buy that cotton and turn it into like manufactured goods. And that's how America became rich and like a quote unquote developed nation. So when people say that our country was built off of slavery, that's what they're talking about very specifically, is the wealth that was created from people experiencing slavery picking cotton. So that is why to call a person of color a cotton picking person, or cotton picker, the ER, I hate the ER with it. That makes it worse to me. Like that has a lot of layers behind that racism. Like it's not just a poor choice of words. Like it's not like you were just like saying an insult. Oh, I didn't mean it that way. It's like that's what that insult is. Like you could not have meant anything else other than that. And then this tweet of her, she said, "I have a puzzle for you. Amari equals," and then it's the racial slur, the N-word, with like some underscores, so letters are missing. And these tweets are from 2014. And then she also tweeted at Amari, who's her friend who is mixed race. I believe he's mixed race, African American and white, but I'm not 100% sure. She said, "Text me back or go back to the plantation." So in 2014, she was 16 at this time, but again, was already a public figure. And then replying to someone else's tweet, she said, "What hurt more, this flame or when you were thrown over the border, you Cuban piece of shit?" So all these tweets from 2014 resurfaced in 2020, as well as videos of her using the N-word, and something that she, like we said, had already apologized. She really has Black Lives Matter as her name while being racist. No, it's because people dug them up. So that was her current name, was Black Lives Matter in June of 2020. And in June of 2020, people scrolled all the way back and found her really old tweets. But her username was not that at that time, if that makes sense. She claimed that she thought the N-word meant friend or homie. Although Barry said he publicly stood by her, he went on to say that Tana Mongeau dismissed him as an angry black person when he tried to talk to her about it in private. He said, "I don't want to live in a world where anyone has to feel as scared as I did for so many years," and adding that it hurt to see her promote her OnlyFans by being a performative activist and not addressing the video that I made. "It's not even about me as much as an apology would be nice. So many black people watch her channel and she owes them to at least grow and do better." Those are the tweets that we already looked at. He tweeted at her and said, "You genuinely want to learn and grow. This is your chance to listen. A chance to really hear what I'm hurt by, to address your microaggressions and educate people in the process." So she did finally respond. It took a while. And she posted in a Twitter thread in which she apologized for, quote, "anything I ever did to make him feel that I was being microaggressive or racist. I refuse to be as ignorant as I've been in the past for life. I will take that and make all the more reason to fight to educate others now." She said, "I know who I am inside and I know where my morals lie. I'm forever sorry for the things I've said in the past, but I know that I am not that person now." It wasn't that long ago. "I will do everything in my power to show that." She also said, "To think I ever had that sense of humor and relied on shock value like that fucking disgust me. Anything I can do to be better, grow, to help society with my platform, nothing but that. Please let me know. I am not that Tana, and I refuse to do anything but evolve and educate myself. I'm so sorry it took me this long to even say this." Me, when a white teenager with absentee parents became rich very young, says offensive things. Like I said before, am I surprised? No, not at all. 0%. Is it okay? No, it's not okay, but it is extremely, extremely, extremely predictable. Yikes on bikes. And then she also like almost had a voter fraud scandal, which I found to be very interesting. She said on Twitter, this was in the 2020 election, she said, "If you send me proof you voted for Biden, I'll send you a nude for the free." And the hashtag booty for Biden. And she ended up deleting the tweet, and she followed up with this post on Instagram. That is Joe Biden's face over her face. Location, the Trump White House. And she had an outpouring that apparently crashed her OnlyFans page. And she said, love to see so many people who want change as badly as I do. You don't need my ass to know what's right for America, so go vote. Today was fun. Illy. What? Oh, wait, let me read the chat. As a black woman, hot take, if they were treated in the dark era of Twitter, I don't think it should be equal to recent years, especially if they were still teens. We knew it was wrong, but shit was the wild, wild west back then. I'm glad you said that, because when she said, let's go back to this, because we have time. When she said this, to think I ever had that sense of humor and relied on shock value, if you think about what YouTube was like in 2014, 2015, that was very, very common. So that's why I'm saying, like, is it okay? No. But is it predictable? Yes. Like, she was a famous YouTuber with almost no parental supervision at all. And like I distinctly remember in like 2013, 14, 15, when all these white children were saying the N-word, my mom sat me down and was like, you never fucking say that. I don't care if people don't mean it like that. Like, you never fucking say that. And it does not seem like Tana Mongeau's parents were having those kinds of conversations with her. But back to the voter fraud situation. So some commentators and news outlets started writing articles saying that Booty for Biden actually might have broken federal law because it could be considered vote buying, because you're not allowed to like ask people to do things for votes. And she said, if you vote for Biden, I'll send you a free nude. Like, you're not allowed to barter about voting. And she told Insider that she hoped people realized she was being sarcastic. She said, obviously no one needs an explicit photo of me to go vote and make change in our country. As much as I love Biden, I'm not telling anyone who to vote for. And then in 2021, she launched her Canceled podcast, which was originally led by Tana Mongeau, Hunter Moreno, and Brooke Schofield. Moreno soon left the podcast, and currently Tana and Brooke host it together. I don't listen to it, but it always comes up on my TikTok For You page. That's like, I would say, always my relationship with Tana Mongeau. I've never really been like an avid watcher of her, but I always see her like in periphery, and I always see videos of her. And then in January 2022, she launched her own wine brand called Dizzy Wine. So here are my sources from the night. If I did not already tell you, next week we are talking about Rachel Dolezal. She is a white woman who pretended to be black and then worked for the NAACP, and is just like a really wild ride of a story. So we'll be talking about her next week, but let's go ahead and play the game. Which one do we want to play? I'll wait for someone to answer. Oh, the Christmas one is here. We're doing the Christmas one. All right. So to play the game, you can either join on your phone or in a new tab. Oop, not that. Or whatever. Or you can just look at my screen and the questions will come up there. Let me copy this. So, sorry, I have a bunch of bottle caps from my little soda things. So, anyway, if you go to join.nearpod.com, it'll ask you for a code. Our code is PA2XL. It'll ask you for your name. Your name will come up. If you don't want your legal name up there, put something funny. Don't put anything offensive or weird. I will kick you out. Forgot I wasn't at work for a second. And you get to pick a little character. It'll ask you trivia questions. Your character climbs up the mountain. It's a grand old time. What do you win? You win bragging rights within this community and any other community. So I'll give people a couple minutes to go ahead and join. Those of you on TikTok, I'm going to say goodnight to you. Bye-bye, TTYL. Love you so much. Boom. Oh, this person DM'd me back. Whenever I see a TikTok teacher that's like funny as hell, I always try and message them words of encouragement, because it's a risky game being a funny person and a teacher. So I always try and build that community. And I'm talking to Liz on TikTok. If y'all don't follow Liz Talk 0, she's a teacher. She's so funny. She is so, so funny. Can we please listen to more of her music while you join? We can listen to Hefner again. I'll allow that. I can't type with my nails. I might get rid of them. We'll listen to Hefner while people join. Oh, sorry, there's an ad. Disgusting. hate ads. Show. So many reasons. I'm sorry, I can't handle the FaceTime song. I really did try. I don't know what episode of the podcast she's on. If you just search Costco, it should come up. So, redacted for Prez. I would never want that job. Like I always tell my students, the president's job is to accept blame for stuff that's not their fault. I don't want that job. But thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. I would be interested in a dictator position. I am not open to being president, but if we move to a dictatorship, I would be happy to do that. Second place is Toothbrush, then Sarah Seraph, Dee, Caitlin K, H, Mads, a Tanacon parking lot, popular username, a Tanacon, another Tanacon parking lot, a Quick Trip parking lot, a Toothbrush parking lot, Tanacondom, Heather, Gay Yak parking lot, Bleach and Tone, Tanacon Outsider, Menti B, Cheeseburger Queen, and Kyla Black. Nice job, nice job. I will scroll through the rest. Lots of Tanacon parking lots, Tana extensions. All right, this was so fun, very chaotic, and a couple people, actually no one asked this, I just think it's a question people would think of. Am I a fan of her? Because I've said some stuff she did that I liked. I've said some really bad stuff she did. I'm not a fan of her. She is interesting to me. I like to be she's interesting to me, so I like to follow her. Not like literally follow her, but like I like to look at what she's doing. Because she's just fascinating to me. Like her own little world, you know? But any memes, any questions, anything else to share? I'm going to get out of here in a few moments so that I can eat some muffins and watch The Office. Finish my homework. Great. Lemon. Are you my student? What are you doing here? Please play the fuck her so motherfucking hard clip. I don't know what you're talking about. Love, laugh, bleach, and tone. Can't be a stand anymore because people crazy, but I love to watch. You're my favorite Twitch person. Live class was amazing. Always live laughing and learning. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. As always, LMAO, I'm working on a final project right now. Gross. Hate that for you. Have a great night. See you here next week for Rachel Dolezal. If you are not a subscriber, I would love, love, love if you subscribed. That would be dope. You don't have to, but be a lot cooler if you did. Have a great night. I will see you next week.